Have you seen the prices on the BSC chain? Are you feeling left out about the gains to be made on the BSC chain? Are you considering to switch over to the BSC chain as well? Watch this video to find out more. What's up YouTube, this is Daniel and I'm back with my next video, and in this video, I'll be looking at the prices of shoes on the BSC chain and also about the relevant ROIs. I'll also be doing some price comparisons between BSC chain shoes and Solana chain shoes. And watch all the way to the end because I'll be giving a sensitivity analysis of the ROIs on the BSC chain if the prices of GST changes with time. So let's jump right in. On the date of recording, which is the 27th of May, the price of Solana is around $41 and the GST price is about $190. That will give you a Solana to GST ratio of about 21.58. At the same time, the BNB price is about $300 and the GST on the Binance Smart Chain is about $16. And that will give you a BNB to GST ratio of 18.75. And at these prices, we want to look at the floor prices of the BSC sneakers in US dollars. And so I've taken some illustrative sneakers just for comparison's sake. And here I'm looking at a common runner, a common walker, and a common joggers, all at floor prices. As you can see, these are the different stats just for illustration. And I've actually gone to STEPN.guide to pull out all the daily earnings as predicted by its model, and you should go and check that out if you haven't. And what you can see is that for a runner, you actually earn you 9.46 GST per day. You actually need to minus away the repair cost, which is 2.52, and that will give you a daily income of 6.94 GST. And if you multiply that with the current price of the GST on the Binance Smart Chain, that will give you a daily income of $111. And you can do the same for the rest of the shoes as well. And so I've done that. And if you look at the walker, you actually earn about $98. And for the jogger, you earn about $104. You can see that the runner earns the most, and that is followed by the jogger, then the walker. Next, I've also went onto the app on the Binance Smart Chain to pull out all the shoe prices at the current time. And here you'll see that the runner costs about 9.5 BNB, the walker at 11 BNB, and the jogger at 13 BNB. And if you multiply that with the price of BNB at that time, it'll give you a shoe price of the runner to be at 2,850 USD, the shoe price of the walker to be 3.3 thousand USD, and you get a shoe price of the jogger at 3.9 thousand USD, which is almost 4,000. This might shock some of you who are familiar with the shoe prices on the Solana chain. Don't worry, I'll be covering those as well later on in the video, so watch right on. And for now, we want to look at the ROI at these prices. And so I've just taken a simple division to divide the current shoe price divided by the daily income. And so for the runner, it actually takes you 26 days to break even. And for the walker, 34, and the jogger, 38 days. And you'll see that the difference is because the runner has the lower floor price and the highest earning. And at the same time, the jogger has the highest floor price and just an average earning. But here, the higher floor price of the jogger does not reflect the higher earnings on the jogger shoe because the overall break-even time is the longest here, even higher than the walker. Next, we want to look at the shoe prices on the Solana chain. I've actually gone into the app to pull out the data for this, and I've realized that actually because after the price crash due to the mass dumping of sneakers and GMT and GST, the prices of the runners, the walkers, and the joggers are roughly the same and all about 12 Solana at the time of recording. This will make them all about the same price in USD as well, and that will total up to almost about 500 USD. Here you see that because the GST price is so low at 190, the daily income that you can earn with a single shoe at level 5 on the Solana chain is actually quite low, which ranges from 1169 to all the way to 1319. This is significantly less as compared to those on the BSC chain. If you do a quick math, the amount that you can earn on the BSC chain is almost 10 times more than what you earn on the Solana chain. Similarly, I took the current shoe price and divided it by the daily income to get the number of days to break even. And you'll see that for the runner shoe, it actually takes you 38 days. For the walker, it takes you 43 days. And the jogger shoe takes you 40 days to break even. And here you actually see that the days to break even on the Solana chain is higher than the number of days to break even on the BSC chain. This is also the same for every category of shoes. So for example, for the runner shoe, on the BSC chain, it actually takes you 26 days to break even, but on the Solana chain, it actually takes you 38 days. And that is similar for the walker and the joggers also. Both the walkers and joggers take more days to break even on the Solana chain than the Binance chain. Next, I've also put out some data to compare the shoe prices on the Binance chain versus the Solana chain. And I've actually looked at shoes at the more common levels, which is at level 0, level 5, level 9, level 19, and also just for bonus at level 10. For the prices on the Binance chain, I do think that is rather interesting because the price between the level 0 shoe and the level 5 shoe is not very different. The difference is only at 0.5 BNB. And of course, prices increases with the increasing level. But if you look at the Solana chain, it's significantly higher than that of level 5. And similarly, the prices also increases with its level all the way to level 19. I do think that prices are a little bit crazy right now and is very volatile, so you need to do your own research and be careful on where you invest your money. Always do your own research, and none of this is financial advice. And if you do a quick division between the shoe price of the BNB shoes versus the shoe prices of the Solana shoes, you'll see that the prices of shoes on the BSC chain is a lot more than the Solana chain, and it's almost 6 to 12 times more. In summary, not only is the daily earnings on the Binance chain 10 times more than the daily earning on the Solana chain right now, the prices of which you can sell your Binance sneakers are a lot higher than that which you can sell on the Solana chain. So for example, if you're someone looking to cash out your investments, either through the selling of GST or minting and selling those shoes, both methods will be more profitable on the Binance chain than on Solana right now. However, is it a good time to jump onto the Binance chain? Here are some things that you should consider before jumping on the Binance chain. First of all, I do think that the risk is much higher if you're jumping into the Binance chain right now as compared to going into the Solana chain. This is because the initial capital that you have to invest is much larger on the Binance chain right now. So if you see, to get a floor sneaker on the Binance Smart Chain, it actually costs you a minimum of almost 3,000 US dollars. This is as compared to close to $500 on the Solana chain. You do need roughly about a month to meet your ROI, and many things can happen along the way. Whether is it price changes or whether the token is being dumped or there's a crash in the app. Many things can happen to make you lose your initial investment and that you may not meet your ROI in the projected number of days as listed here. As such, investing less capital is the less risky approach. Next, I do think that there has been much talk on this topic, especially by the STEPN developers to its community through AMAs. They did mention that they are looking at the energy balance between the Solana and the Binance Smart Chain, and they'll be making adjustments to it in a few weeks' time. So you only have from now until then to get back your ROI. And if you're able to make the ROI before that time comes, that might be a reasonable investment for you. Or else, there's too much uncertainty about what they will do after the readjustment and how long it will take you to recover your ROI then. Lastly, I do think that the token prices on the Binance Smart Chain are too volatile for you to make any reasonable prediction or projection about how long you can actually get back your ROI. So if you look at the chart right now, for the last 7 days, the peak price of GST on the Binance Smart Chain is actually at $29. And currently is sitting at $16, but before that, it has actually reached a low of $13. From 29 all the way down to 13 is actually more than a 50% drop in its token price in a period of 7 days. Personally, I do think that this is too volatile for me. So for this purpose, I've actually done a quick sensitivity analysis to see how the ROI changes with the changes in the price of GST. So actually, if you refer to the table on the left, it assumes that the price of GST is at $16, which is the current state. And so you'll see that the break-even time is 26, 34, and 38 days respectively for the different shoes. However, if we assume the best case scenario, which is that the token rises back to its all-time high or even breaks its all-time high, and here in this analysis, I'll just assume that the GST reaches a price of $27, the number of days for you to break even is actually much less, which is at 16, 20, and 23 days. However, in the worst case scenario, if GST prices actually dumps all the way down to $8, you'll see that the time for break even increases much more, which is at 42, 54, and 60 days. And I do think that the STEPN developers intend for some form of equilibrium between the Solana and the Binance Smart Chain. And so I do think it's reasonable to expect GST prices to decrease over time, perhaps even converging with the price of GST on the Solana chain. With the three factors, which is namely the higher risk due to larger initial capital investment, secondly due to the changes that could possibly happen from now till you reach your ROI, and the converging of the GST price downwards towards the price of GST on the Solana Smart Chain, I do think that personally it is a lot of risk to bear. I personally am not going into the Binance Smart Chain just yet. I plan to wait for the prices to settle down a bit, to stabilize, and to even hear the changes that will be rolled out by the STEPN development team before making my decision whether to participate in the Binance chain or not. Nevertheless, the prices are low on the Solana Smart Chain, and if you're considering to get in right now, this might be one of the better times to do so. However, always do your own research. And if you're interested to start your journey on STEPN, do watch this STEPN overview right here so that you know what to do at each and every stage of the game. Do remember to like and subscribe. See you next time!